Hey you! Thank you for finding the video and thank you for watching it. I mean, it's the first ever video on my channel. And Oxygen Not Included is not really a game for everyone, I think. But for me, it's something I learned to enjoy as a kind of comfort zone that just brings me down from the overall day. It's a place for me where I can think about, well, something like what comes after death or what is our life and why is everything so worse in the last times. But let me introduce myself first. My name is Alex. I come from Germany. I work 2 part-time jobs because that's everything my city can offer. And I think about life so much more in the last few weeks than ever before, and I just wanna talk with you and wanna hear your side on the topic, because I find it pretty interesting how people handle such a heavy topic. Because if you think about it, you live for 60, 70 or even 80 years. And then, from one day on another, you're gone. Your soul left your body has stopped working, and you don't really exist anymore. Everything you built your whole life doesn't belong to you anymore. Everything is gone. Not just the stuff you had, but also your character. You are gone, and you will never come back. All your loved ones will miss you. All the ones you hated and hated you, they may be even happy. But the strangest part of that topic that keeps me awake at night is what comes after death. I mean, everyone can have their own opinion on that topic, and everyone, I'm quite sure, has their own opinion on that topic. But I'm pretty interested in what is your opinion on that topic. What do you think comes after death? And what do you think is the purpose of your life? Because if everything is meaningless after your death, why should we even care? Why should we work 40, 50, 60 or even 70 hours a week just to die in the end? It makes no sense if you really think about it. Back in the days, everything was about survival. That's a quite long time ago, but you get the point, I hope. And now, everything is just about money. So you can live, you can buy yourself a house. Well, not a house anymore. That's too expensive. But I guess you get the point. You need money just to live. A made-up thing we invented, by the way, is necessary for living. And you have to give your whole life to get it. If you have a company, you first must build it. If you're a job taker, you need to find jobs. But for that, you need degrees. Or I don't know. I don't know what is the point of this system. A couple hundred or even 1,000 years ago, we all lived together without money. In smaller groups, yes, but everyone had their part of the community. Some were guards, some were hunters, others were gatherers. So how did we get from that living that a majority of people nowadays want back? And I can't deny it, I also want that life back. I mean, yes, some plagues would kill us easily if we would go back in such a time, but I hope you get the point. Many people nowadays want a simpler life. Without money, or at least not in such a way now it is, but we want a simpler life. And I can't deny it, I also want a simpler life. Waking up every day at 4 AM just to work so I can live is not really something I think that's healthy for a human. Because in the end, it don't matter. So why should we all do that? That is the main point I asked myself in the last couple of weeks. Sure, we need the money to get something to eat, to rent an apartment, but that is just the problem with the today's system. Some things like respect or happiness, especially happiness, are just gone. We all are depressed, we all are drained. Some of us, many of us, kill themselves because they can't handle the pressure of the modern world. And I don't think that is supposed to be the life we should be in. And I find it kind of sad that we as a species evolved to this point. We got so far with the technology. We got so much treatments for plagues or other things, and so much people can't even afford it. They lose their life because they can't finance the treatment. The paper money we have, or the illusion of it, is much more worth than someone's life. And that brings me to the point, what is life really about? And what comes after death? Because if you trust some people, after life you get reincarnated. Some say there is nothing but black, emptiness, nothing. You're gone. There's nothing more. But our body has energy. Our body is kept alive by that energy. And energy cannot be destroyed. That brings me to the next theory. What if our soul, our energy, travels into another galaxy or even dimension and kinda gets reincarnated as some other creature, or maybe not even creature, maybe as another being from another dimension. like the fifth dimension or the sixth, the seventh. But I find it kinda crazy that we have nowadays AI and weapons that can destroy entire countries with one bomb, but we can't figure out what comes about after death. I think it's crazy because everyone dies. In some time, we all are gone and the next generation is here. Maybe we are the next generation, but we will never know. I think some questions shouldn't be answered and some things shouldn't be touched. Some things shouldn't be done. Humans shouldn't play God, in my opinion. But still, some people try to play God. And it's kind of risky. I think it's my opinion. Because something like AI, what if they take over? We as humans, who get dumber and dumber through TikTok, social media in general, and AI, what should we do against AI? What if the AI says, your energy is gone? The money system stops working. The street lines don't work anymore. Nothing works. What if the AI, in the form of robots, destroys all humanity? I know it's many ifs, but I like to think about such scenarios because you can't know the outcome of it. And it's a question, I guess, some of us also think about. Because it's pretty interesting, and if we are honest, it's a question we all of us should talk about, or think about at least. I mean, yes, we can't do anything about the evolution of AI, because we are no multi-billionaires. But I think if all of us would fight together, the world would be a better place. But then is the question, why should we fight together against multi-billionaires or evil humans? Not especially all multi-billionaires, but I mean in general, evil humans. Why should we do it if we die nonetheless? It makes no sense if you think about it, because we're all gonna die, no matter what comes. Time is ticking for all of us. And I think that is the most important point. And that brings me to my next question. What is life about? In my opinion, life is all about memories. Life is about everything you do, everything you wanna do, everything you think about, and everything you wanna do, create, explore, see, smell, taste. Every small goal is a part of your life and is a purpose of your life. So, if you're unsure about the purpose of life, for me it helped to think, what do I wanna do with my life? And I thought a couple of weeks about the topic, And I must say, I don't know. If I'm honest, I don't know what I wanna do with my life. I'm sitting here recording a video so others can watch it and maybe interact with it. And by the way, I really would love to hear your opinion about all the topics, especially on what comes after death and what is your purpose of life. I mean, I work in a cat shelter. For me, now, after I thought for a long time about it, that's my life. I wanna help. Not just people, but also every animal, because I think every animal has the right to live. Not just we as humans, but I mean really every animal. And if you think about it, why should we be superior to another being? Not just human, but also something like a spider. Why don't they deserve to live their lives? I mean, yes, they spin a web, they catch their prey, they eat it, and they hunt again. That's their purpose of life. And who are we to judge about that, or who are we to determine if we can kill it without any consequences? It makes no sense. Because if a human kills a human, that's bad. That's pretty bad, and you maybe get in jail for that. Or maybe you get executed. Depends on your country. But if you kill a spider, nothing happens. So who are we as humans to think we are superior to other living beings? You can extend it to dogs, cats, whales, fish, to everything. We are something special, yes, but we are not the only living creature. We don't wanna die, most of us, and animals also don't wanna die. They wanna live their life. It's a simple life, but who doesn't dream of a simple life? Especially nowadays. And I hope you can get my point there. Because I think, yes, we are something special, but not so special that we can play God over other living beings. You can write your opinion in the comments. I really would love to see it and read it and interact with you, because that's why I'm doing it. I want to interact with some people. I want to hear your opinions, and I really want to see the world from a different angle. And I hope you enjoyed the video, or you thought about that with me. And I would love to see you in the next video. Have a great time, be kind to everyone, and goodbye.